What's up, SAS Squad? You're locked in to season 2 of the Sport and Society Squad pod, aka the SAS. We drop new episodes every 2 weeks to keep you in the loop on the biggest and boldest moments where sports meets society. So gear up and get ready to dive deep into the stories that matter the most. As a quick reminder, this pod might feature some spicy language and bold takes. Please be mindful of where and who you are listening with. All right, let's kick this off. I'm Arisan, and I'm here with my co-host Chelsea. How we doing? How we doing?
Just like living and laughing and loving that it's a
Ooh,
holiday
love
week. How about
love
that?
love that. Love that.
This will drop on Thanksgiving, am I right?
Hell yeah.
I'm thankful for that. Who are we?
I
It's
don't
giving
know.
holiday spirit.
It's
Okay.
Vibe.
Thankful. Yeah. You know, whatever. I don't have any words. All I'm going to say is I'm going to take us through this week's huddle and we're going to cover all of the sport and society highlights from the past 2 weeks so you feel like you're in the know with the sports and pop culture world. And again, this is just the hits so you feel like you are in the loop. We're going to kick it off with the top sports moments from this past 2 weeks. So in basketball news, have you ever heard of the Players Era? Because I sure as fuck have not. Apparently, the Players Era is a fast-growing college basketball tournament in Las Vegas that brings together 22 elite men and women's teams for a 4-day championship day play. What? I don't know. Championship
4
play.
days of championship play.
Sure. Okay. Good to them. I will say this. They're going to be giving equal billing to women's programs on national TV and in major arenas. So it creates a bigger stage and spotlight for women's basketball than ever before. I'm down with the Players Era.
Love it.
I'm thankful for the Players Era. Okay. So thanks, basketball. In soccer news, New York, New Jersey, I was having a hard time figuring this out last night. Whatever. That new
New York.
East Coast region, Gotham FC, they captured the 2025 National Women's Soccer League Championship with a 1-0 win over the Washington Spirit, thanks to Rose Lavelle's late goal. This is also a cool fact. They became the lowest seed ever to win a title, pulling off an underdog playoff that stunned the league and me last night.
I love a good underdog story.
Especially during Thanksgiving. I'm not going to stop with that joke. I'm sorry.
Especially Thanksgiving.
Oh. Sounds pretty fucked up. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. In baseball news, the MLB announced the 2025 MLB announced the MLB MVP winners, and they were Aaron Judge in the American League and Shohei Ohtani in the National League. I'm just going to go ahead and say, Cal Raleigh, you're the MVP for Seattle and quite specifically for the SAS Squad pod.
That's crazy that he didn't get it.
It's really crazy to me. I get it, but I'm also like, what more could he do at this point? Like, broke records. Like, okay, sure. I feel salty about it.
Yeah, same.
They did, but he's like he's also a catcher, so he's fucking squatting all game, and then he gets that big booty out there and is just hitting. I don't know. So, Cal, we love you. You still win it in our hearts. And I'll also say in side news, we love you. And in side news, the Mariners also just signed Josh Naylor for another 5 years. So let's fucking go. I'll have a funny John Boy video for you later because that's a pipeline. I've been down being off social media. John Boy. Enough about the sports. Let's kick it over to society. In society, in music and TV news, this blew me away. Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, he dropped a bombshell at Camp Flog Gnaw, which I have no idea what that is. But he revealed in non-funny news that he suffered a stroke during his 2024 Childish Gambino tour. So doctors even found a hole in his heart that required surgery. So I'm really happy to hear he's okay, but that's fucking scary.
That is scary. And that no one knew. I mean,
no one knew.
Society.
Yeah, no one at the sports or society knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, sorry, Donald. In other news, Dolly Parton just picked up her very first Oscar. I hope that's right. The Jean Herschelt Humanitarian Award, which I didn't know that. calling it a blessing of a lifetime in a heartfelt video message. And at the same time, she opened up about recent health challenges that have kept her from attending her Dollywood Hall of Fame induction in person.
Hmm.
So she reassured fans that she's taking it easy and having some, trying to stay grateful in this moment. But I'm sending hugs to Dolly and also just like, thank you for giving back to the community with the money that you make and supporting people. Like, well deserved. Thank you. We're thankful for you. Okay.
Thankful.
And feel better, Dolly. And then lastly, to wrap this up, I think this is fun and some Thanksgiving in society news. Wanda, Dench, and Jamal Hinton are about to mark their 10th Thanksgiving together, a tradition that started back in 2016 when Wanda accidentally texted Jamal instead of her grandson. And that wrong number invite and turned into a viral story and a lasting friendship that's now one of, I think, the internet's most favorite holiday traditions. So they always take a little photo together, post it.
Yes.
I
I
can't
didn't
wait to
like
hear about that.
I couldn't tell you their names, but I do remember,
No.
like, "What time's dinner?" And she's like, "Oh, okay," and then I'll be there, and then and I love that.
And she's like, "Oh, okay.
I
Come
love
on
that.
in." I love
Well,
it.
what a huddle.
Bless.
Obviously, you can tell without Wahida, we become a little unhinged, just the 2 of us, but I'm looking forward to diving deep into the story of the week. This story is about and the reason why we're doing it, because Wahida rolled her eyes at us when we talked about it, so we figured this was in an episode where she doesn't have to feel like her ears are burning. But our today's big story is
Story. What are you trying
about
store D? What are you trying to say? I'm really trying to get the D in there quick.
we're okay, today's story is talking sport smut books to sports fan pipeline. And yes, I use the word pipeline. So,
That's right.
I I am a big reader of all kinds of books, but I love me a good smutty book, and I love me a good sporty smutty book, and I feel like for research and in lead up to this, story, I read, like, 5 or 6 different sports smut books, and it was
4 or 5.
yeah, it was a little, like, overwhelming. At times, I felt like I needed to take a break because things were happening in my brain that I was like, "Ah." Anyways, you may ask, for the readers that aren't on BookTok or have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, what the smart
Kinda sounds like the Donald Glover Can't Flog Gnaw. Is that part of one of the books?
on off. What Sports Smut book actually is, and so it's not a single book or brand, but it's a huge kinda, like, online romance community centered around spicy sports romance novels, definitely fueled by BookTok and
For sure.
Bookstagram, if that's a thing, and they usually always feature fictional athletes. Hockey feels like the really big main one that you see the
Top
most, hockey
tier.
players as
Yeah.
romantic leads. So you got, like, some of the most popular authors are, like, Hannah Grace, Elle Kennedy, Emily Rath, Tessa Bailey, um, and so how this turns readers into actual sports fans, it goes from, like, fiction to curiosity to real life fandom, and we're majority talking about the female sports, the pipeline here. So they
Well, like,
start by
females tying into sports, not female sports, right?
yes, yes,
Okay,
but
okay.
I will say they have quite a diversity of, uh of sports smut, like, take the pick of what you like, in
Again, lots to be
multiples,
thankful for,
a
yeah.
lot to be thankful for. So you start kinda, like, obsessing over, like, the hot male leads or the hot female leads or the whatever hot leads, and,
Yeah.
like, maybe I'm actually into this sport. Let's go to the boy aquarium and see what's going on, and the next thing you know, you're buying Kraken gear. Um
Exactly how it goes.
The pipeline is measurable. Female NHL female NHL cable viewership rose 61%, 2021 to 2022, and, hockey romance stories have, like, increased 300%,
That's insane.
and certain places are actually, I think, revitalizing certain fandoms, like the Australia, like, hockey league had a meet and greet with an author. I know
Whoa.
Kraken tried to do some book talk thing, it kinda backfired on them in a way, but
Yeah,
here
so
we are.
proceed with caution, I guess.
Um, so what people are saying, why these books hit so hard as the title, and I didn't realize sports romance
I'm
is
blushing.
author again, it's like, there's a lot of queer, there's a lot of,
There's
multi
variety.
monogamy, there's
There's
all the different ones.
options.
I mostly have read the, uh, male-dominated, male-female I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Like a
The
heterosexual
heterosexual, that's
sort of yeah, for sure.
but so
Pick your poison.
it kinda has that, like, hyper competent, driven sports, like, lead, and I
Yeah.
appreciate when it's not just, maybe the female or, like, the competitive sports folks or they're, like, both, and then there's a usually built-in drama around rivalry, pressure,
Yeah.
performance, redemption, and they always, of course, have a happily ever after,
Hell
so
yeah.
that kinda makes the sports romance feel kinda just epic and safe. I mean, Wahida talks about baseball being romantic, so
Turns out hockey's more.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I read there's a swimming one, a diving one,
A
just
swimming
finished
one
a
sounds compelling.
golf one. I
A
did a one
golf
that baseball, but it was like Taylor Swift story, but instead of a football player, it was like baseball, but, like, it had, like, pop star. So there's just,
wow.
like, you can have it all. You can have whatever you want. But why
Can
this
have
trend is
whatever you
changing
want.
sports culture? Because leagues are suddenly gaining new female-dominated fan bases that they've never targeted before. And
Interesting.
these fans engage differently. So they talk about characters and athletes. They form a community around the books, and the community around these players is not just about stats, and it brings, humor, passion, thirstiness, and so I feel like I appreciate that because 'cause you're like, "I wanna know, like, tell me all about this player." They get behind the player as a person, uh,
Yeah.
than just their, like, stats of like, "Oh, but you're."
100%. Not just performance based. Like we like
Yes,
your personality maybe, which,
yes. And so this is a meaningful, like, demographic shift. We like anything that brings folks into the sports world in whatever way. There's some, like, ethical and cultural questions, like,
oh my
the
god, are you gonna ask?
popularity is exciting, but it raises bigger conversations like, is this objectifying men? Some argue yes, the fantasy treatment can cross lines when projected onto real athletes.
True.
Others say women finally expressing desire openly is healthy, normal, and long overdue, and that there's a double standard. Like, is this harmful or harmless? Most of the community is respectful and engaged,
Yeah.
and it's only kind of like problems only arrive when fiction is confused with reality, and it's like 1% of people just being unhinged.
Yeah.
And it's the bigger debate isn't about harm, it's about who gets to control the narrative of sports fandom and how women are reshaping that space. So, here's the question. Do you think
Okay, fuck.
the sports smut pipeline is actually objectifying men, or is it only being labeled that way because women are the ones doing the desiring now?
Oh man. This
That's
is
a big
really hard
question.
for me. I'm gonna say it's probably somewhere in the middle. I think it's kind of what you're talking about. There's probably like a power shift happening that some people feel uncomfortable with, but and then I think it's two extremes. There are probably women that are engaging in some of these stories that are being really wild with it out in the public. And then I think there are probably other people on the other extreme saying, this is changing the structure of sports and I don't like it. And I don't like it because women are in it. I think there are two extremes. I think most of us fall in the middle. And it's probably like, it's changing. That's kind of cool. It's fun to have more women here. And also, it's kind of fun to hear women talk and actually tell me that they desire me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or in a respectful way. In a way, like, you're not going up to players and saying some weird ass shit. So I think it falls probably really somewhere in the middle. That's my gut feeling, which is so
yeah.
boring, but it's the
But,
truth.
I mean, I think when people are like, "Oh my gosh," like, "You're into that," or like, "Oh, that's what," like, it makes you think, like, what are you actually uncomfortable with? The books themselves, the
Yeah,
thirst, or the fact that women are entering the sports fandom in a way that isn't controlled by traditional sports culture? Like, if you think about how many people hated on Taylor Swift when she showed up to
it's
support her,
true.
like, boyfriend to fiancé, but she brought so much extra viewership, and people were still just, like,
Not loving it.
blasting her for that, and, like, she now probably, like, like, she knows so much shit about football, and people are still
Oh,
blasting.
for sure, and they don't buy it. So, yeah.
So it feels that.
Did it have me tuning into Chiefs games who's never probably watched a Chiefs game unless forced? Yeah, it did. Suddenly I cared about these people. I had no idea who they were the year before.
And are you a sports romance
Um, I
novel fan?
it's not
Reader?
captured me yet. I always believe that any genre can capture you at the right time. I've read 2. I've read one that's like a series, and sometimes I have to take a break.
Yeah,
Sometimes it does, the story is a little too hard-hitting.
yeah. Huh, mm.
Mhm.
I think sometimes, well, reading 5 in 2 weeks feels like my brain also unrealistic expectations that I had. I was like, I just think that this is not healthy because I'm already setting a high standard. But I will say athletes and like Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird are adapting a, sports I can't remember the name of the book, but they're adapting it to,
Oh, I
like, a
like that,
movie, and I think it's Elle Kennedy does the,
I
on-campus
think.
ice hockey one.
Mm.
Um, they're turning those into, I think, a Netflix series.
Oh, so that
So
will be fun. I think
so
that will be
there's
fun.
like it's actually there is a funnel and there is a trend, and I think it's brought in people to, like, F1, because sometimes they do
Oh,
books around, like I just read one about golf, and I was like, "Should I get into golf?" Like, do you
I
make
think you
golf sound
should.
kinda sexy, like, maybe I need to get into golf. So, I, like, w did one about a diving and swimming, I was like, you know, but golf, I was like,
It kinda pulled me in.
"Should check this out." So, we're always
Um,
here for, recommendations for books, but
Put it in the comments. What do you recommend for us to
yes, tell us what
dive
to read.
into?
Dive in.
Yeah, dive into the culture. And I hate to say it, I mean, this is a quick episode for the holiday week, but is it time to wrap it up, especially if you're reading one of these books?
Yeah, get back to
Just
go for your Thanksgiving break weekend, pick up a smutty sports romance, thank us for that recommendation, and just go to a different reality, and then maybe turn on some Thanksgiving football.
and yeah, and just like let us know like if there's any stories or, books you want us to read or feature in the future in the comments on YouTube. Please.
Please, and don't forget to hit follow and subscribe to our show on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all the latest sports and society stories.
And please, please, please rate the pod. But in the meantime, stay sharp, stay sassy, and we'll catch you next time.